What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. My name is Matt, and in this video I'm going to be breaking down and showing you guys exactly how I edit my Instagram picture to make it look like the circle has a story around it, even if it doesn't. In my last YouTube video, I went over this briefly, but I didn't show you guys how to do it, and I got several DMs from people saying, hey, can you teach me how to do this, because it is pretty difficult. And after doing some research on YouTube, I didn't find anyone who had a step-by-step tutorial on how to do it, so I figured why not make one for you guys right now. So before we dive into the computer and I show you guys exactly how to do this, I'm going to tell you why I think it's important to have the outline circle of your picture on Instagram to have the story color. I think it is a very aesthetically pleasing look when you go to someone's Instagram account and they have this, because I think it's important to stand out on Instagram in any way, shape, or form. Whether that's tweaking your bio with different fonts or having the same filter in your pictures, I think it's important to stand out in anything that you can on Instagram to stand out from the rest. So after spending 30 minutes last night of looking through profiles, I only found like one person that had this done, and I was very surprised because I think that this is a hack to get more people to look at your stories. And one of the main reasons I think it's important to have this is because, number one, when you post a story, instead of just having the one singular line outlining your profile, showing people that you posted a story, now I'll show you an example right here of my page, and when I posted a story, you can actually see it looks like a double line. So for example, when I don't have any stories posted, you can see that it still looks like I have a story posted. That doesn't really benefit me. Now when I actually post a story, you can see that there's two lines outlining my profile picture. So when people actually see that and they see two lines, they're more likely to click on your story because it's unique and they don't see that often. So now that I've had some time for about 3 weeks to see if it actually gets me more views on my stories, I've been able to see that it does check out and it's worth doing if you guys want to take the time to edit. Okay, so we're going to dive into the computer and I'm going to open up Pixlr. So for those of you who do not know what Pixlr is, it's basically just an easy, free online editor that you can pretty much edit pictures, and I've used it quite a bit in the past and it works perfect for this situation. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and click on New Editor Beta. Next, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and click on Create New, and we're just gonna go with the standard Full HD, which is a 1920 by 1080. At the end of the day, those numbers really don't matter. We're just gonna go ahead and click on Create. Next, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go over to Google Images and we're gonna just look up a circle. But we need it to be a PNG because we want to make sure that it's not a solid circle, or else that's going to cover up your profile picture. We need it to be a hollow circle with a fairly thick line that we can work with on the outside. So I looked up circle PNG and I'm just going to click on images. So I scrolled down a little bit, and the one I used the other day was this one right here. I'm just going to go ahead and click on that right now. So as you can see, it's got a pretty good thickness to it, and obviously we're going to have to change the color, but we're going to go ahead and do that in the editor. So what we're going to do is right click on the image, and next we're going to scroll down to Save Image As, and then I'm just going to type in like circle, and I want it to appear on my desktop. Okay, so there it is right there, the circle image on the desktop. I'm gonna go ahead and open Pixlr now. So then we're gonna go up here to layer and we're gonna scroll down to add image as layer and click on that. Then we're gonna go ahead and click on the circle one that we just saved. So obviously this is way too large to work with. You can see how we can move the circle all around. So now that we can do that, we're gonna go ahead and bring it in to a nice normal size circle. Place that in the middle of the page. Okay, so now that it's at a size that we can work with, the next thing to do is add the Instagram story color to it. So next we're going to open up Instagram and just take a look at the color of a story, and I really want to get as close as we can to it. Okay, so it's kind of hard to see on the desktop. I'm going to go ahead and open up a phone image right there. That way you guys can see a little closer of what it looks like on an actual story. Okay, so looking at it right here, in the top right corner, it is a pretty dark purple, and then it looks like it fades into a red, and down at the bottom is kind of a yellow / gold. So we're gonna do our best to mimic that and get it as close to the Instagram story color as possible. Okay, so the next thing you're gonna do is click on this tool right here. It's called the wand tool, and we're gonna go ahead and click on the circle. So now you guys can see that it is outlined right now, and anything that we color in here is going to be used because it is being focused on right now. Okay, so the next thing we're gonna do is click on the gradient. Now the gradient is going to give us that fade look, right? So we want in the top right corner to be purple, and then we want to fade into red, and then at the far bottom left, we want it to be kind of like gold or yellow. Now we're gonna click on the one that gives us 3 options. So this one right here gives me 3 options because we want to go from purple to red to yellow / gold. So on the far left side, I'm going to start off with purple. And for this video, I'm just gonna kind of assume the color and give it my best shot. If you guys want to get super in depth, you can actually go up and find the exact colors from Instagram. But I would honestly say that, you know, it's gonna be so small around the profile picture that it doesn't have to be exactly perfect. Just kind of eyeball it and give it your best shot, or you can, you know, get super specific with it. So we need purple. I'm just gonna go with that. Then we need it to be a red. I'm gonna go ahead and try to find a decent, it's almost like a pinkish red. We're gonna go something like, I'd say like that. And then, oh, that's actually pretty close. And then we're gonna go ahead and put like a gold / yellow. I'm gonna try to do more gold than anything. Okay, so that looks pretty good to me. We're just gonna go with that for now. Now we have that gradient. You see how the bar is going from purple to gold. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna start at the top right, and you're gonna click and hold down, and we're gonna draw that line down to the bottom left. So let's see how this turns out. Okay, so that looks pretty clean to me, honestly. You could play around with it and see if you could get it even better, but that honestly looks pretty good to me. So we're just gonna leave it at that. So now that we have the circle, what we wanna do is save this image. We're gonna go over here to File, down to Save, and then I'm going to just click IG Circle. Now we wanna save it as a PNG. It's gonna give you options to save as a JPG or other options, but we want it to be a PNG. That way we have that hole in the middle, because that's where your face is gonna go. So now we're gonna click download. Okay, so it's in our downloads. Okay, so we wanna put that on our desktop. Okay, so now that it's on our desktop, the next thing we're gonna do is find your profile picture. So I'm just gonna go ahead and pull up a random picture of me. I'm just gonna choose a photo. I'm just gonna choose that one that I have right now. So now that I found the photo, I'm gonna screenshot it by clicking Command Shift and 4 at the same time. And now you can see the arrow turns into this little, I don't know, compass looking thing. And we're gonna go ahead and outline, hold down and outline the photo, and then release. Now that photo is on your desktop, most likely, hopefully. Then we're gonna go back over to Pixlr. So next, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and click on refresh, because we want to start from scratch pretty much. And the next thing we're gonna do is click on open image again. Now this time we're gonna open the screenshot that I'm gonna use. Now that that image is in there, we're going to go up here to layer, add image as layer, and we're gonna go ahead and click on the IG Circle PNG. Okay, so next it's about sizing it up. So we are going to do what we can, and we're gonna go ahead and make this bigger, because we need this to outline my face in the proper size. So this is the only part that can take a little bit longer, guys. Sometimes you just have to play around with it and get it exactly where you want the circle to be. We're gonna go ahead and test that out. I think it's cool to have my face a little bit offset rather than dead in the middle. I mean, you can try whatever you want. You might not even have your face in the picture, but if we're talking about Instagram or Facebook or YouTube, I would suggest having your face in the picture, basically something that's up close, and when people come to your page, they know that it's you. So we're gonna go with this right here. I'm going to go ahead and save this image. Go over to File again, scroll down, we're gonna click Save, and then you can save this as whatever you want. This time we're not saving it as a PNG, we're saving it as a JPG. So once that is saved to your computer, your desktop or downloads, wherever it is gonna be. So now that image is on my desktop, the next thing I'm gonna do is airdrop it to myself. And if you guys don't use airdrop, I don't know, like email it or something like that, maybe send it through a text. All right, so now I have that picture on my phone, and now I'm going to set this on Instagram, and we're going to see how this looks. Sometimes you guys might not like the size of how it turns out on Instagram. You can always go back into Pixlr, you know, readjust the circle, readjust your face, play around with it until you find, you know, the exact size that you want and exactly how you want your profile picture to look. Also, when you're on Instagram and you're setting this as your profile picture, make sure that the circle is at a fairly decent thickness, but not too much. You don't want it to be, you know, covering up the whole profile picture. You want it to be at a good, nice, thin ring around your profile picture. Okay, so that looks good to me, you guys. I know I went pretty fast in that video, but you can always rewatch it. And like I said, I just think this is a really good look on Instagram. Not many people are doing it. I think it's going to increase your story views, and it's going to bring an aesthetically pleasing look to your page. So if you guys liked this video and found it helpful, please drop me a thumbs up. Leave me a comment if anything was confusing or you have questions about other things about Instagram. If you guys want to check out the video that I did a few months ago about the Gary Vee progress bar, I'm going to link that one right here. And if you guys want to know my top 10 tips for growing on Instagram, I'm going to link that video right there. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.